Got one here from Shannon. With logical reasoning, I walked out of the test feeling nervous because I ran out of time on these sections and had to guess a lot at the end. Then saw on results that all the questions I mentioned were 19 or I missed were seemed to be more from 19 or later. So it was frustrating that I had difficulty with the ones later. First of all, Shannon, that's pretty typical. Logical reasoning is in a general order of difficulty. So the fact that they came later, that they were more difficult, is not really that much of a surprise. There's also, of course, the fatigue aspect to consider. Want to get your thoughts? I plan on retaking. Obviously, time is the biggest issue for me. Want to get your ideas on the best way to shape my studying so I can really speed up and have extra time instead of running out. So time on ILR as you're studying for a retake. That's a great question. That's a big one. It's useful to be thinking about right now. So you're studying for a retake. You know that pacing was an issue. So what do you want to do? Well, first of all, you want to do lots of timed LR sections, and you want to focus on getting faster at your timed LR. So maybe you're aiming to do the first 10 questions in 10 to 12 minutes. You build up that time bank so that you have more time available for the tougher questions that are coming later. That way, you're not going to run out of time at number 19, or you're not going to have less than adequate time to handle the toughest questions of all. So learn to speed through the easy ones so you have time for the more tough ones. You said you were shooting for 167 to 170. At that point, you want to be completing all questions and have a time bank built up so that those 3 to 5 questions that come later, that come towards the end that you have difficulty with, that you're not sure of, you can have a second look and spend a few more minutes hammering away at each of those if possible. One of the things that often happens with students on tough questions, LR in particular, is they get bogged down and they get stuck in seeing the question a certain way, in analyzing that question's method of reasoning a certain way. So by coming back to it later and using that time bank you've built up, you can come back to those tough LR questions and you'll have broken out of your previous way of analyzing it, your previous perspective, because you've gotten some distance. You've done a few more questions between your 2 attempts at that tough one. So you can break out of that one mindset and one perspective and have a new look at it.